Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, Dandavad Pranams.
Dandavad, Dandavad. Hare Krishna, Hare Hare Bol.
I sorry.
Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Uttapada Kamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavangsha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunathan Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahaganalita Shri Vishakhan Vitamsha Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunviritam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Adadana Dante Ridam Yache Punah Punah Shri Madhupa Padamboja Dhuli Syam Janma Janmani अनर्पित चिरम चिरात कर्णावतीर्णा कलौ समर्पयितुमुन्नतो जलरसां भक्ति श्रियम् हरिपुरट सुंदर द्युति कदम्ब सन्निपिता सदा हृदय कंदरे स्फुरतु शचिनंदनः संसार दुःख जलधौ परितस्य कामः क्रोधादिनक्रमकरै कवलीकृतस्य दुर्वासना निगडितस्य निराश्रयस्य चैतन्य चंद्र मम देहि पदावलंबम् चैतन्य चंद्र मम हृत्कुमुदं विकास्य हृदयं विदेहि निज चिन्तन भृङ्गरङ्गैः किञ्चापराधितविडं निविधं विधूय पादामृतं सदयपाय दुर्गतं मां सङ्कर्षणाकारणतो यशायि गर्भोदिशायि च पयोदिशायि देशस्य सां सकला सनित्यः नंदाख्य रामा शरणं ममास्तु. Sarvatham, first offer my millions of obeisances to lotus feet of Asmade Gurupad Padma Nityala Pravishta Jagat Guru Shri Srimad Bhakti Vedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj Trandi Swami Jagat Guru Shri Srimad Bhaktivedanta Dandi Maharaj Namnishta Santa Shri Aniruddhas Prabhuji. All the Vaishnavas and Vaishnavas are gathered here to accept my humble obeisances. So we are reading from Shri Madhurya Kadambini. Some say we are, I think, on page number 112, right? So page number 112 at the beginning. Srimad Bhagavatam
Yes, sir.
describes those who are averse to Hari Bhajan as dull animalistics. Tarvaha kim na jivanti, vastra kim na shasantyuta, na khadanti na mehanti, kim grame pashavo apare. Shvavidvarahoshtakharahi samsrudha purisha pashu, nayat karnapathopeto jatu nam gadagrajaha. The purport of these verses is that those who have obtained a human form in this world and who do not perform Hari Bhajan have simply wasted their life. Like this was question they asked to Gurudev that some of your disciples have committed suicide. What will be their destination? Then Gurudev said that those of my disciples who committed suicide, they are actually not very brave, coward. And he said that they will not meet an auspicious destination because they received a chance. They received association of such a Mahabhagat like Gurudev, and not taking advantage of that process for some small reason here and there, they committed suicide. So Gurudev said they will get more worse destination than those who did not get an opportunity to associate with the Mahabhagat. Understand? So despite receiving such a great chance, they have lost it. So, despite having such a human form of life, and then you have association of Srila Gurudev, Sripad Dandi Maharaj, and Srila Anirudh Prabhuji, and high class Vaishnavas, other sannyasis, and then still we don't do Hari Bhajan. All the books are available. There is no shortage of food. Is there any shortage of food? Like last time we came to South Africa, Murari Prabhu's farm we went, Yamuna Mataji's house we went. Wherever we went, we got good prasadam. Indian type of rotis, sabjis, and different type of sabjis, juices. So I don't think there is any shortage of food or clothing. But still we don't do Hari Bhajan, then we have wasted our life. If one claims that a long life is the measure of a successful life, then we may ask, does not a tree live long? Hmm? So basically, there is a branch of medical sciences called geriatrics. Geriatrics is a branch where we try to avoid the old age and try to live as long as we can. But what is the use of a long life? If you have not done any bhajan, what is that verse from Bhagavatam? Kim Brahma Janmavir Ananta Katharasas. Even if you have a long lifespan like Lord Brahma, what is the use if you don't engage it in Krishna's service? Hmm. So trees, they are living very very long lifespan. Like in California, very very old trees are there. Maybe even 5,000 years. Krishna's times trees are also there. So such trees are living, but what is the use of such a life? Uh, they are so old. So old trees are there in internet. If you search, so many old trees are there. But they are simply living. Once we went to Badger, and there was a huge tree, and there was practically a road was passing underneath the tree. Means the tree was so big. Instead of uprooting the tree, they dug a hole inside the tree, and car was passing underneath the tree. Such old trees also there. One time I went to Hyderabad, Golconda Fort. Oh, such a old tree was there. There practically two rooms were constructed inside the trunk of the tree. Such old trees are there, but no use because they are not doing any bhajan. So main important thing is bhajan. So a tree lives for many scores of years. But if longevity is the mark of a successful life, then trees are significantly superior to humans. We live 100 years. 100 years means sometimes not even 100 years, 70, 60, 50. So many people die, like in Karnataka movies, Puneet Rajkumar, very famous actor, very famous actor, Dr. Rajkumar's son. All of a sudden, heart attack and he gone. All of a sudden. No one could predict. So, what is the use? Anytime death may come. So, to this, some may argue that although a tree lives long, it cannot breathe like a human. So, trees, they are also breathing, but their breathing is not like they don't have uh, organs like we have. But they are breathing anyways, understand? To this, some may argue that although a tree lives long, it cannot breathe like human. Answer, it may be said that if inhaling and exhaling is the measure of a successful life, then the bellows of a blacksmith are superior to a human, as they can breathe in and out more than humans do. Like the bellows of a blacksmith. You have seen a bellows of a blacksmith. It is to pass air. So basically, it um, fans the fire, which is used for smelting or heating of the iron so that it becomes red hot, it becomes malleable. So bellows, you see that. I think you must have seen bellows in your country. Not that it's so much here actually. I see one bellow. You see, there's one big. So many bellows are there actually. There's some bellow there. So you see that actually, this is a bellow. So basically, it gives out the air. So fanning the fire, basically. Understand? So this bellow is all the time in the foundry work, or in a they call it not foundry, they call it the smith shop. Smith shop. These bellows are used for heating of the iron. So blacksmith bellows. Understand? But these bellows, they're breathing in and out. But as such, what is the use? So much breathing, breathing out, breathing in. Understand? So we have to, not breathing is not the criteria. How much you breathe. Understand? A lot of times they talk about pranayam. Understand? Oh, you do this pranayam, you do that pranayam. But no, we don't want to worry about that. So we are, even if you drill your nostrils with the uh, to do bhajan. Now, next comes comparison to village animals. If one then contends that bellows cannot compare to humans eating or mating, then in response it may be asked, do village animals like cows, buffaloes, goats, dogs, pigs, donkeys, camels not eat and mate? Cows also no problem, they beget calves. Buffaloes also beget calves. Goats also. In goats are also very good at expert in mating and begetting. There is one particular species of goats in Bengal. They're very tiny goats, but they always beget twins. Understand? And in our side of Maharashtra and Karnataka, the goats beget only one. Uh, what they call it? Kid. Goat only one kid. She goat will beget only one kid. But in Bengal, there's a species which will beget two kids at a time. So they crossbred them and somehow try to get two kids at a time. So they're expert dogs or dog pile, like as you see, that 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 dogs also. Piglets, talk about them. There are 8, 9 piglets like that. Understand? They are very expert in begetting, mating and begetting. And donkeys also, camels also, they're expert. They eat, they can eat thorns also, thorny bush also. Expert in mating. So it can be thus concluded that the success of human life lies only in performing Hari Bhajan, which is not possible for those in other species of life. So, buffaloes, goats, dogs, pigs, donkeys, camels, cows, they cannot do bhajan. Understand? They cannot do bhajan. But human beings can do bhajan. In his commentary, Srila Jiva Goswami, while explaining the Pashavo Apare portion of the above verse, has written Tamapi Narakaram Pashum Matvaha Aparahiti. It is to be understood that humans averse to Hari Bhajan are actually human like animals. Understand? Mm-hmm. So basically, we are talking about two types of things. Hello, Hare Krishna. So we are talking about Tamapi Narakaram Pashum Matvaham Apariti. So humans averse to Hari Bhajan are actually human like animals. Means there is Manushya and Manushya Praya. Praya, the word Praya means like human beings. Understand? Like Gurudev yesterday was saying that Raghunath Das Goswami's father was Vaishnav Praya. Understand? He was actually Vaishnav Praya. Vaishnav Praya means he's not a Vaishnav, but like a Vaishnav. He has Tilak Kantimala, but he's a staunch materialistic and sense enjoyer. Understand? So basically Vaishnav Praya. So those who are not doing bhajan, they are called Manushya Praya. Understand? They are called Manushya Praya. They are like human beings, but they are not real human beings. But they are actually animals. Understand? Two-legged animals, as Swami Maharaj would put it. So this is indicated by the use of the word apare. Some say that in this world there are those who are averse to Hari Bhajan, but who are nonetheless scholars or heads of nations and praised widely. There are so many people who are very big scholars. Like in India also, there is a scholar called Bhandarkar. He was a very big scholar. Bhandarkar and others, Lokmanya Tilak. And there are many heads of the states like, Biden, Putin, and so many of them. They are heads of state. Xi Jinping, and so many heads of the states are there. Narendra Modi and so many of them. They are leading the country. Imran Khan. So, but they are praised widely. They are not doing. They are averse to Hari Bhajan. I cannot say about maybe Narendra Modi. He's like a very devout person, but others I don't know how much Hari Bhajan they are doing. Cannot comment. There may be hidden devotees also, but generally speaking, the heads of the states or scholars don't do much bhajan, but they are praised widely. They are highly praised all over the world. Can we not regard at least such individuals as humans? can we not say that, oh, Putin is a human being, Xi Jinping is a human being, Biden is a human being, Merkel is human being, Johnson is human being. So, in answer to this, it is said that those who are averse to Hari Bhajan and those whose ears have never heard the name of Bhagwan are like dogs that bark uselessly. So, those who are not doing Hari Bhajan, then their ears, whose ears have not heard the name of Bhagwan, they are like dogs that bark uselessly. Like you have go to Sankirtan every day, there is always a dogs barking at us. For no reason, they are barking at us. But anyways, these dogs in the Dham, Tirupati is very, very fortunate because they are every day seeing that great mountain which is like Shaligram Shila. So we respect the dogs also here in this place. And when they also hear the holy name we are chanting, so they are benefited. But obviously, the institutions like ISKCON, Gaudiya Math, and Hare Krishna movement, basically, they always try to do kirtan at the streets. And sometimes I know with Avdut Maharaj we did kirtan in front of White House also. And they always give Bhagavad Gita as a gift to these leaders like Putin or Johnson or Biden or Trump and Clinton. All they were given the Bhagavad Gitas. And they are invited even to the Hare Krishna festivals. So, anyways, somehow or the other they get some sukriti because they must have heard the holy name, they must have got some prasadam. So, like that. So, some fortune may be coming to them. But suppose some leader of the state is not doing Hari Bhajan, then they are like dogs that bark uselessly. Camels that eat thorns. The camels actually they can eat the cacti. Cacti. Their tongues are very, very nice. They can eat cacti also. Hogs that devour stool. Basically, hogs in India they are called the natural sanitary workers. Understand? The environmental sanitary workers, these hogs, they keep the environment so clean. And there are people who eat the hogs also. In Vrindavan also you see many times they are on the back um, carrier of a bicycle, they carry the hogs. And they're screaming like anything. Understand? So it's very, very pitiful sight. So they make the hair brushes, they extract their hair when they are even alive. And they make the combs and hair brushes and whatnot from their hair. It's very, very deadly. The donkeys that bear a heavy load while being kicked by a she donkey. The donkeys, they are very, very peculiar. They carry so much load. And then they approach a she donkey and by her hind leg she kicks and the donkey is bleeding. Understand? So basically people also like that. They are also getting kicked by their girlfriends and girlfriends are getting kicked by their girlfriends. Basically that's the world is all about. Any divorce settlement you see so ugly. Understand? So ugly in the court, what drama goes on. You have to part with so much alimony, this, that, headache. So all this actually, there is no real love. It's all business now. There is no real love is gone. So that's why Gurudev always telling that, if you go to Gurudev and say, Gurudev, I want to take poison. I like this particular boy or I like that particular girl. With this proposal, if you go to Guru, and Guru says that, my dear son, my dear daughter, don't drink the poison. You'll immediately perish. But if you say, no, I want to drink the poison, I like that boy and I like that girl, then Gurudev will say, okay, you can drink poison on your own, but I will not permit it. What else can Guru say? You can drink the poison. Understand? And you have done it and been there and done that. You got married in so many species of life, millions of times, and you have done so many things. So many children you have begotten. You have enjoyed so many women and men. So basically, now don't drink poison purposefully. Gurudev is telling, do only Hari Bhajan in this life. But no harm, I am not criticizing householders. Understand? It will be great disrespect to the householders to criticize them. Actually, we should. But householders should also follow the example of Draupadi, Advaita Acharya, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Nityananda Prabhu. They all were householders. And sannyasis can be high class like Narad Muni. Understand? Narad Muni was a sannyasi. Or Madhavendra Puri, Ishwar Puri. They can be Ramanujacharya. They can be sannyasis like that also. So both householders can be like Pandavas, and everyone can do bhajan. We cannot look down upon householders and cannot say that they are useless. Never and never we can say like this. In fact, when Brahmachari told like this, and Param Gurudev heavily chastised him. Once in Assam, when the preaching party went there, he criticized the householders. And no one was in the class. Srila Vaman Maharaj was not there, Srila Guru Maharaj was not there, Srila Trivikram Maharaj was not there, Srila Param Gurudev was not there, and that Brahmachari went on rebuking the householders. Then Param Gurudev was very angry with him and chastised him and punished him. He said, "What is this? You know, you are disrespecting householders. Everyone has a right to do bhajan. Everyone, every living entity has right to do bhajan, whether in house. Doesn't bhajan doesn't do depend on ashrama. And I know there are Gurudev also told many times that I know so many householders. They are such an excellent devotees. And I see many sannyasis. He told like this that they have false pride. I'm very worried about them. What will happen to them? But he said householders are sweet devotees. They consider themselves to be fallen, and that's why they're very less prone to commit offenses to Guru and sadhus. But sannyasis and brahmacharis, due to their false pride, they are more likely to commit offense. Understand? He told like this. I was reading. So we have to be very careful that if you are in sannyas ashram or brahmacharya ashram, you don't look down upon householders. Rather, you should treat them as devotees of the Lord and show love and affection to them. So, in his commentary on this verse, Srila Jiva Goswami has said, Swadi tulyahi tat parikarahi samyak stuto api asau purushah pashus tesham eva madde shreshtaschet tarhi mahapashur evaiti artha. The purport is that a person who is averse to Hari Bhajan, who is densely absorbed in sense gratification, who abandons the nectar of Harikatha, who like a dog pursues useless material enjoyment, and who leaves aside the nectar of Sri Hari's name, is accustomed like a pig to eat the stool of sense objects. This is just like a camel who abandons soft mango tree leaves, which are likened to bhakti. So basically, if you are giving up Harikatha, Hari Bhajan for sense gratification, then exactly our condition is like a dog who's pursuing useless material enjoyment. Ah, we are leaving aside the nectar of the holy name of Sri Hari. We are like a pig who eats the stool of sense objects, basically. If you, Swami Maharaj says, if you go to the pig, say, Mr. Pig, I have brought some nice hot halwa for you, or sandesh, or gulab jamun, or rasgulla for you. Pig said, no, I don't want this. Please tell me where is the hot stool. Understand? So basically, so much nectar is available in the form of Harikatha, Kirtan, Bhajan, so much enjoyment is there. But instead of enjoying Kirtan, Bhajan, and Harikatha, we will still want to go to discos, watch movies, and see useless shows and whatnot. Understand? So basically, they are like hogs, eating only stool. It's very harsh language actually. This is very, very harsh. I mean, they'll be very angry. But what can we say, When we speak like this in public, you are just immediately banned. Immediately you get banned. So this is just like a camel who abandons soft mango leaves, which are likened to bhakti, and happily choose the thorns of material enjoyment. So camel, if you give him soft, tender leaves, sprouts, he will not eat mango buds and mango leaves. He will not eat. He will only like cacti, the thorns of material enjoyment. And a donkey, so much heavy burden he will carry of material existence, while kicked by the hind legs of a she-ass. So basically, the how much hard time people get hmm, uh, by their girlfriends and boyfriends, I cannot imagine. Hmm. And I see in India, why would any girl get married to a man who's going to throttle her or press her throat and kill her within 2 days of marriage? What type of marriage is this? And any father, why would he get his daughter married knowing that that person is going to kill his daughter for dowry? Understand? Better to remain unmarried, spinster, grow as a spinster, rather than getting killed in the household, getting killed at in-laws' place. I don't understand. What is the fun in getting killed? You know, not even 2 days. Sometimes the very night itself, the first night itself, the husband will kill the wife. So many bad reports are there. Understand? So why this is going on? And the women also will know less. The women also cheat. They also sometimes run away with all the gold jewelry, dump the husband on the first night itself. So this is going on. The cheat. Basically, it's two ways. We cannot blame the women folk or men folk. It is the spirit soul actually is so contaminated by this Maya that they are simply cheating on each other. That's why Prabhupada said, this is a society of the cheaters and they cheated. Understand? Everyone is trying to cheat each other. Some people want to be cheated and someone want to cheat. That's what is going on. So basically, uh, attraction to the opposite sex is both harmful to the men and to the women also. Instead, those who are married, no harm. But like Draupadi and like Satyabhama, Rukmini, and Radharani, they can be very much high class attachment to Krishna. Then such householders are glorious. Understand? Such persons who are glorified by others are like them are fit to be called topmost among animals because they are elite among the brutes. So basically, you can say Mr. Our Prime Minister or our President is Mr. Senior Brute or Excellent Brute or the best among the animals, like this you can say. Uh, if someone is President, then you cannot call him an ordinary animal, but you call him the best of the animals. Understand? Like in a race course, you get the best of the horses. Understand? The specially bred horses on the race course who can run very fast like wind. So, like one time, one person he came to Swami Maharaj. He was a donor, and he gave 1 lakh rupee check to Swami Maharaj. Swami Maharaj said, "What is your business?" He said, "I have a glass factory." And Swami Maharaj said, "How do you make glass?" He said, "We take the sand, we take lime, and we put it in the kiln, furnace. We melt the sand, and then we add lime to it, calcium carbonate, and then the glass will form. Then we give shape to it." And then Sai Maharaj said, "Where do you get the sand from?" He said, "It is available in the river." "Who made the sand?" He said, "Krishna made the sand." "How about the calcium carbonate is also found in the nature, in mines. There are lime mines." Okay. Then he said, "Everything belongs to Krishna. What about furnace? How does it run?" He said, "Coal. Where does the coal from? It comes from the mines." "So who made the mines?" He said, "Krishna made the mines." So everything you are taking from Krishna and you are enjoying the wealth given by Krishna. You are a thief. Swami Maharaj told him like that. Straight on the face. You are a big businessman. You are a thief. And he said, "But I just gave you 1 lakh rupee donation for Krishna." Then Swami Maharaj said, "You are a small thief, but nevertheless a thief." Understand? So those who don't give donation, they are big thief. And those who give donation, they are small thief. But anyways, we are all thieves because we are taking from Krishna. Understand? So that is what Ishopanishad is telling. Ishavasam idam sarvam yakkim jam jagatyam jagat tena taktena bhunjita magrada kassa siddhanam. Never forget for a moment what is this given, his eyes, his hearts, his lungs, his hands, his legs, his hair, everything is given by Krishna. Understand? All the power of Krishna is working to help us see, read, hear. So every single breath we are indebted to Krishna. Oxygen. So therefore, for those persons in those human qualities have begun to blossom, taking shelter of Hari Bhajan, or the path of Bhakti is imperative. This specifically is what is being established here. So slowly we have to come to the state of being a human being. Understand? Unless you do Hari Bhajan, you are not really a human being. Understand? Human being doesn't mean that you are doing so much charity, opening orphanages, feeding the poor people. It is not really human being. This is also uh, this may be qualities in the mode of goodness, but it is not transcendental. Real human being means one who inquires, who am I? Why am I suffering? Like Sanatana Goswami. This inquiry is a sign of human being. Why am I suffering? Why I have to die? Why I have to become old? How can I save myself from this? Why I have to be packed up in the womb of the mother 9 months? Why it's so cold in Siberia? Why it's so hot in the Death Valley? Why so much pain? Why cancer? Why tumor? Why brain cancer? Why this? Why that? Why this Alzheimer's? Why Parkinson's? All this. Why this is like this? Why I have to suffer all these things? What is the reason? If you are asking like this, then this is the sign of intelligence. Understand? Like sometimes in the body, all of a sudden some pain comes. Like so much pain will come. Like yesterday was a Paniyati festival. Paniyati festival is like Raghunath Das Goswami satisfying Nityananda Prabhu by giving chipped rice, yogurt, and so Sripad Dandi Maharaj didn't go, but other devotees from Bangalore farm they went to Paniyati festival. So one time I remember there was one devotee Ananga Mohan Prabhu, but he left the world, our God brother. I was sitting next to him and I had a very nerve pain in my tooth. One tooth was rotten and so much nerve pain was coming. And I told him, it's unbearable, bro. How can I travel 2 hours to the Kaveri River and what will I do there? The pain is killing me. Then I said, it's intolerable. This pain, toothache is intolerable for me. Then somehow he knew some doctor. He called upon the bus itself. Then he said, oh, some painkiller, diclomol or something, he told. Then he immediately got up at the signal and went to the nearby pharmacy. And within no time, he came back with his painkiller tablets. And on the bus itself, I took one tablet. It was a relief. Pain was gone, understand? And I said, wow, this pain is excruciating pain. So much suffering. So much suffering. Because of this bodily identification. Understand? One time I was in New York and Sripad Dandi Maharaj left for India maybe. And or maybe Washington DC. I went to India actually. But his friend, Chatterjee, Dr. Chatterjee, he had a flat in Bronx, Harlem, basically. That flat was government flat, but we were using it as a preaching center. So Maharaj gave that flat to me, arranged for that flat for staying. And myself and one Canadian brahmachari, now he got married. Venugopal Prabhu were staying in that flat. It was so much tooth pain, so much toothache was there. And my dentist was Dr. Anantaram Gupta. He would open the clinic in the evening time. But what would I do till I meet him? And I didn't really have money even to go to the dentist. Then Maharaj had kept, Maharaj has one habit. He always keeps three powders with him, two or three powders. Maharaj likes to take amla powder, myrobalan. Maharaj likes to take neem powder and also bilva powder. These powders, tulsi powder also, he recommends to everyone. That these are good medicines. So fortunately, Sripad Dandi Maharaj had kept two bottles of amla powder and one bottle of neem powder, just powder. I immediately, somehow I was looking for something to kill the pain and I took one spoon of each. That's it. And drank water. And immediately relief came. I realized the power of neem actually that day. Wow. I mean, at least still go to the dentist and do the procedure that killed the pain. Understand? And then there is also pancha neem. Pancha neem is basically bark of the neem, root of the neem, and skin of the neem. So many items of neem. 5 different items coming from neem. It's very bitter. That also kills the toothache. Understand? That powder also I have seen once. I had another time toothache, and I took that 1 spoon of that powder. Pain was gone, but the effect was so strong, it was so bitter that I fell on the ground. Understand? So this is material life, suffering, suffering, suffering. So Sripad Dandi Maharaj told me that how he was working on he was in IIT Madras. He was doing research on brain surgery. So he was telling that in brain surgery they don't give anesthesia, complete anesthesia, but rather they give local anesthesia. He said they give local anesthesia up to the skull. So once you drill inside the skull, there is no sensation inside. So then they can perform operation. And the brain surgery is generally done when the patient is fully awake. Fully awake. And when they do some trick with the brain, then they tell the subject of the operation, the patient, to move the left hand, right hand, speak something, open left eyelid, close right eyelid, this, that. Because even little mistake, they may lose the function of some sense organ altogether. So Maharaj told me that is how they do the brain surgery. He has seen brain surgeries in IIT. He was making some instruments for helping brain surgery. So basically, you see so much pain, so much suffering, his body actually. Understand? So anyway, now we are coming to the next one. This is actually called Sadhana Bhakti, second shower of nectar. Basically, this book is called Cloud Bank of Nectar, Madhuri Kadambini. So it's appropriate that each chapter is named as a shower. So we are bathing in a shower of nectar. Understand? Like today, I went to one river called Swarnamukhi River, and Swarnamukhi River comes from the Tirumala hills, and they say that there are so many herbs. There are many lakes on Tirumala, and these lakes they have accumulated so many herbal properties because of the herbal medicines growing nearby. And all the waters of all these lakes was coming in that river. So someone told me that one time someone had died, some children had died accidentally, and because they were locked up inside a room long time ago, and they died due to starvation. Only their skeletons were left. So they asked Lord Govinda, means Tirupati Balaji, Govinda Swami. They asked the Lord how to revive them. Their only bones are left. And he said, put their bones in this Swarnamukhi river and they will develop the skin and flesh and everything. That powerful that river is. So anyway, I got a chance to bathe there and I saw the footprint of Lord Venkateswara Swami. Very big footprint. Very big. Only 1 foot. Lord stayed there 6 months with Padmavati. So fortunate actually. So second shower of nectar. Delineation of the first three stages of bhakti. Shraddha, Sadhu Sangha and Bhajana Kriya. So basically sadhana bhakti means three things. Shraddha, Sadhu Sangha and Bhajana Kriya. So we are coming to second chapter now. Second shower. Dualism and monism are not discussed here. What is dualism and what is monism? Dualism means basically Madhvacharya. Madhvacharya is fingers like this, two fingers. Sripad Dandi Maharaj said this is a big finger and this is a small finger. Big finger means Bhagwan and small finger is Jiva. These two, Jiva and Bhagwan, are always separate from each other. This is called dualism. And monism means I am myself God. I will merge in the God. Shankar philosophy and Madhva philosophy, basically. But this is not discussed here. So here in Bhavanuvad, it is told that Atha Madhurya Kadambinyam Dvaitva Vada Vivadayor Navakasho Lavata iti Kaschit Apekshanyastad Aishwarya Kadambinyam Drishyam Nama. Understand? So what is telling that in this Madhurya Kadambini there is no scope for analysis and debate on the philosophical positions of dualism, Dvaita and monism, Advaita. One who wishes to become knowledgeable on these topics can refer to the book called Aishwarya Kadambini. Understand? Understand? Basically, what is happening is there is another book called Aishwarya Kadambini which Vishwanath Thakur has written. Understand? But this book is not available now. Means I did some research, if I'm not wrong. This Aishwarya Kadambini book is not available anymore. Means he must have written it because it is mentioned here, Aishwarya Kadambini. But he says that if you want to discuss dualism and monism, then you should see the book Aishwarya Kadambini. But there is another book called Aishwarya Kadambini, which is by the disciple of Vishwanath Thakur by the name Baldev Vidyabhushan. That is available. I have a Hindi copy of that, but not the Aishwarya Kadambini written by Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. So these are philosophies, basically Dvaitavad, duality, monism, Advaitavad, Dvaitadvaitavad, Vishishtadvaitavad, Shuddhadvaitavad, Achinta Bhedavitatva. These are all philosophies. We'll discuss that in Jaiva Dharma classes. Understand? But they are not discussed here. So in the first shower of Madhurya Kadambini, Srila Vishwanath Thakur established the supreme excellence of bhakti. So how he showed that bhakti is the supreme, and this is a very very important first shower, because bhakti is discussed as superior to jnana and karma. Understand? So no need of doing karma and jnana so much. Karmavalambaka kechit kechit jnanavalambaka. Vayam tu haribhaktanam padatranavalamaka. Basically, one poet is telling that someone may follow the path of fruitive action, someone may follow the path of monistic speculation, materialistic speculation, philosophical speculation. But he said, I will follow the path of Vaishnavas. What I will do, I will carry the sandals of Vaishnavas on the head. I will carry the shoes of Vaishnavas on the head. And Srila Anirudh Prabhu also used to do like this. When Srila Bhakti Vallabh Tirtha Maharaj used to come to his village, his godbrother, other Vaishnavas, he will place the shoes of all the Vaishnavas in a basket. Brahmacharis, sannyasis, and acharyas, and then he will Bhagavad procession is going on. He will carry in that basket the shoes of all the Vaishnavas. All the Vaishnavas' shoes, he will carry them. Basically, we are only carrying the shoes of the Vaishnavas. And in Sikh tradition, you see that even today, whatever you may be the Prime Minister of India, they go to the Gurudwara, outside the Gurudwara, there the devotees on the Gurudwara put the shoes. And you'll see that any person, even the Prime Minister, if he is sick, he will go and collect the shoes, put aside. It's not considered very less. Understand? So basically, what is the shame in serving in Gurudwara? Understand? What is the shame in serving in Gurudwara or a temple like that? That humility they have. Understand? They have that humility. They are always trying to serve. Like you see a picture here, I'll show you. That they are very, very exalted personalities, but they are polishing the shoes of the devotees who have come to Gurudwara. Srila Gurudev also went to this Sikh Gurudwara in Harmandir Sahib. Sripad Dandi Maharaj says that it is the Hari's temple. What Guru Dandi Maharaj told that Vahe Guru, Vahe Guru, Vahe Guru, that Sikh says. Va means Vishnu, Ha means Hari, Ga means Govind, and Ra means Ram. Basically, they are chanting the four names when they say Vahe Guru. And Sikh religion was formed to protect the Hinduism and Sanatan Dharma. So Srila Gurudev always said that the Sikhs, they have protected the Indians, especially the Sanatan Dharma people. Understand? So, we are only carrying the shoes of the Vaishnavas. One can get bhakti only when we serve the foot dust of the Vaishnavas. And what is the best place to get the foot dust? The shoes. You may not get the foot dust of your Gurudev if you go and ask, touch the feet. He may say straight, no, I will not give you. Or don't touch my feet like this, he may say. But his shoes, if he has kept outside his quarters, you can always take them and put on your head. Understand? And many devotees also used to ask our Gurudev, please give your Gurudev your foot sandals. Then he used to say, okay, bring new foot sandals, I'll wear them, take them. He was so merciful. So like that, Srila Anil Prabhu also, he has the foot sandals of Srila Bhaktivedanta Madhav Goswami Maharaj. He asked them, Madhav Maharaj never used to give, but Anil Prabhu insisted and he gave. So now that is the greatest position because the foot dust of Gurudev is on that sandals and you can always have the foot dust whenever you touch that. So, such powerful thing, the foot dust of Gurudev, Vaishnavas, understand. So, bhakti comes from where the bhakti resides, Shri Guru Charana Padma Kevala Bhakati Sadma. Sadma means residence. What is the residence of bhakti? What is the address of bhakti? Understand. So, you have to give some address, right? Some address you have to give. Like we go to South Africa, then he says, oh, Murari Prabhu's house, oh, Darnal, this, KwaZulu Natal, some address is there. So, what is the address of Bhakti Devi? The address of Bhakti Devi is lotus feet of Gurudev. Shri Guru Charana Padma Kevala Bhakti Sadma. Bandhu Mui Savadhanam. Understand? So, in this second shower, he delineates the many different limbs of Bhakti. So, Bhakti has many limbs. Bhakti is one, but he has many limbs. Understand? Just like we are one, but I have hand, left leg, right leg, ears, nose. So bhakti also has limbs like we have. Understand? But there is no scope in this book for argument about monistic and dualistic philosophies or for a deliberation upon them. For this book is called Madhurya Kanimini, a cloud bank that showers sweet nectar related to Shri Krishna and devotion. Understand? In practice of bhakti, although one is required to understand the principles of dualism, Dvaita and Monism, Advaita, in other words, the simultaneous oneness and difference of the living entities and of this material world with the absolute truth, the author considers it inappropriate to discuss that Siddhanta herein for his purpose is to deliberate upon varieties of bhakti sadhana. So basically, we should understand that we are always part and parcel of Krishna, but we are his separated energy. We are his Vivinnamsha. We are Nar Swamsha. Basically, Krishna has two types of plenary portions, Swamsha and Vivinnamsha. The incarnations like Ram, Krishna, Varaham, Matsya, Kurma, these are Swamsha. They are his personal expansions. They are not different from Krishna, but we are separated portions, Vivinnamsha. Although we are coming from Krishna, we are not Krishna, but we are tiny particles like sparks of fire or rays of sun. We have a separate existence, but we are dependent on Krishna. Understand? And Krishna's power doesn't diminish because we are emanated from him. As much as magnet can attract iron, but doesn't its power to attract doesn't diminish. Like Chandrakanta Mani, its power doesn't decrease. Suryakanta Mani or Chinta Mani doesn't decrease. Understand? So like that, we are coming from Krishna. We are not Krishna, but part and parcel of Krishna. But anyway, this Siddhanta is out of the scope of this book because here he wants to discuss more about bhakti, and this Siddhanta is the basis of bhakti. It is not possible to do bhakti if you are attached to the monism conception, Advaita, that I am God. If you are really God, then whose bhakti you are going to do? You are yourself God. So bhakti begins from Dvaitavad, that I am servant and he is master. This is Dvaitavad. But this is not discussed here because this is discussed in some other book called Aishwarya Kadambini. If you want to know more, then the author suggests study the book called Aishwarya Kadambini. Although this establishes that Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur authored a work titled Aishwarya Kadambini in which he discusses monistic and dualistic philosophies, that work cannot be located. His disciple Srila Baldev Vidyabhushan Prabhu also composed a work with the title Aishwarya Kadambini, but nowhere is in that book is there a discussion between monism versus dualism. It is certain, therefore, that the Aishwarya Kadambini written by Srila Vishwanath Thakur and the Aishwarya Kadambini written by Srila Baldev Vidyabhushan Prabhu are distinct works. Of this, there is no doubt. So, Vishwanath Thakur says that see my book Ashwarya Kadambini if you want to discuss about monism and dualism. But that book is not available anywhere in the library. Now, the same title written by Baldev Vidyabhushan is available, but in that book, also monism and dualism is not discussed. So these are two different books. So now the text two, the intrinsic nature of sadhana bhakti and uttama bhakti. Sadhana bhakti means what we are doing, practicing now, and uttama bhakti is most excellent devotion. इदानीं करण केदारिकाशु pradurбhavantas. Bhakti as sadhana bhakti appears in the field of the senses, that is the body, mind, and words of the sadhaka jiva. So you see that now this material body, why Gurudev tells not to commit suicide? Now this is the most important statement. This will tell us why not to commit suicide. Understand? This body is compared to the field. Understand? Those who want to know more why the body is considered a field should refer to the 13th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. Kshetra kshetrajnyor jnanam yattat jnanam paramama. That this body is called kshetra. Kshetra means the field where cultivation happens. So basically our body has three things. So our body is the field, and body begets the mind and words. Understand? So basically we do bhakti by three things: by our body, by our mind, and by words. We do bhakti. How we do bhakti by our body? Like by bowing down, honoring Mahaprasad, sweeping the temple, massaging the feet of Gurudev, washing the clothes of Gurudev, distribution of the books, understand, making tulsi garland, making flower garland, cutting vegetables, going for sabji viksha, going on Navadvip parikrama, Vrindavan parikrama, Jagannath Puri parikrama, Tirumala parikrama. This is all done by the body. If you have no body, how can you do parikramas? Mind also, by mind we are thinking. Many times we are thinking that mind, by mind also we do seva. Understand? I have in my mind, I want to print the books of Gurudev. I have in the mind, I want to translate the books of Gurudev. By my mind, I first take the decision. I think by my mind. Understand? For example, I am translating some book of Srila Gurudev or some lecture of Gurudev. Then I must use my mind to find out what is the most appropriate substitute word in for my mother tongue for what Gurudev spoke in Hindi or English. Understand? I have to use my mind. I am serving Gurudev by my mind. Words also I can serve Gurudev. When I am telling the glories of my Gurudev to others, then I am serving them by the words. Karmana manasa gira. Understand? So this is the sadhaka jiva, is doing bhakti by such bhakti due to being untainted by karma and jnana and so forth is pure. Basically, karma is necessary, jnana is also necessary, but it should not cover the bhakti. We should not give precedence to karma or jnana. They are necessary. Activity is also necessary. Action is necessary. Some knowledge also necessary. But they are taking the subservient position to bhakti. They should assist bhakti, not dominate bhakti. Moreover, the intrinsic nature of such bhakti, like that of a wish-fulfilling vine, kalpalata, is to bestow all kinds of results. For example, you're opening a hospital for poor persons. This is karma, maybe sat-karma, good activity, which may take you to the heaven. But is there a guarantee that karma will take you to the heaven? Gurudev gives an example that in Hinduja hospital, someone opened a very big hospital. There was a criminal who has killed some murders. Now he ran away from the prison and he joined your hospital because police had shot him in the foot, and you have to remove the bullet and save his life. Otherwise, you have a gangrene and septic and whatnot, and he may die. So in your hospital, he gets admitted. He never discloses to you that I am a hardened criminal running away from police, and I am on a vengeful trip. I want to take revenge on against so many persons. He will not tell you. Then you are a set of doctors free of charge. Oh, every human being we should try to serve them. They will remove the bullet from his foot, give medicines, injections, revive him. Now he's perfectly able to walk okay. Then he will go and he will take revenge on all his opponents and he will gun down 50 persons. He could not have gunned down 50 persons if he had not treated him. But because he gives fair treatment to this hardened criminal, he gunned down 50 people. What will happen? You and your doctors will get the sin of killing 25%. 50% sin will come on you because you helped his vengeful designs of slaughtering others. Understand? So basically, karma is actually boomeranging. Understand? Jnana also like that. But bhakti is never like that. Bhakti is never contaminated by karma and jnana. Moreover, the intrinsic nature of such bhakti, like that of a wish fulfilling wine, kalpalata, is to bestow all kinds of results. Like kalpalata, what is kalpalata means? Like champakalata means only champak flowers will come. Madhavi will give only Madhavi flowers. Mallika will give only Mallika. Understand? But bhakti is such a wish fulfilling tree that can bestow so many kinds of results. Means bhakti can bestow upon you whatever you like. It can bestow upon you ascension to the heavenly planets. If you want for wealth, you get wealth. If you want good husband, you get good husband. Material desires will also be fulfilled by bhakti. But if you are not asking for these things, then bhakti will give you Krishna prem. But by bhakti, all your desires can be fulfilled. All your desires. You want to be Indra, you want to be Brahma, you want to go to Vaikuntha, or you want to be like Hanuman, or Krishna has 16,108 queens and you want to be the 16,109th queen, no harm. Bhakti can do that. Bhakti can make you the queen of Krishna also, no harm. So despite this, the only person who takes shelter of this worshipping kind of bhakti is that greatly fortunate, be-like person whose sole vow is to exclusively drink the nectar of bhakti ras and who abandons the hankering for all other kinds of reward except service to Bhagavan. So this creeper has so many nice flowers with honey, and the devotees who are like honeybees, they will sit on this creeper of devotion and drink the nectar of bhakti rasa. But you have to give up all their hankerings. Like Gurudev yesterday was telling, I was listening to his lecture, reading his lecture. You said, you blow your mouth, like the cheeks are full of air, like Hanuman. And he said, try to smile now. Is it possible to blow your cheeks and also smile at the same time? Never and never possible. Either you blow your cheeks or you smile like this. You cannot do both the things at the same time. So you're thinking that I will do sense gratification and I also do bhakti, not possible. Either you do sense gratification or you do bhakti. It's an exclusive or. Like speaking in the language of computer science, those who know gate theory, that there is or, exclusive or, like this. Exclusive or. Either this or that. One or zero, zero or one. That is or. Normal or is one, one is also one. Zero, zero is zero. But exclusive or means either one or zero, zero or one. Understand? So, is exclusive or. Like in Barsana, there is a small lane. Those who have come on Parikrama, they would have seen that is a small lane and only one person can pass at a time. On one side, there is actually um, one side there is Vishnu Giri and there is actually one is Brahma Giri. So this Brahma Giri and Vishnu Giri, basically, there is a small lane which passes. Krishna has to stand in this lane and extract taxes from the gopis for carrying the milk, yogurt, this and that, and so many pastimes will take place there. I'll show this Sankari Khor. The devotees are walking. You see that the devotees are walking with one at a time you can go. It's very, very thin passage. Only one person is able to go at a time. So this is what it is. Bhakti is like that. Not two persons can sit. What does the name Vishakha mean? Shakha means branches, and V means knot. Ah, only one branch. Vishakha means one special branch of bhakti. If you follow this branch, that will not work. Vishakha means exclusive devotion. Understand? Exclusive devotion to Krishna, to Guru, to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Then only it will work. Otherwise, you have multiple desires, it will not work. So here, we should only want to exclusively drink the nectar of bhakti ras and we give up all the hankerings for all kinds of reward except service to Bhagavan. Only want seva. I want seva. Such a fortunate soul is likened to a bumblebee because he vows to maintain his life by drinking honey from his wine and from nowhere else. So bumblebees, you see, there are honeybees and there are flies. But honeybees, they only want to drink honey. And the flies, they sit on stool and any dirty place. But bumblebees, they are never and never sitting in a dirty place. They're always happily drinking honey. Happily taking honey uh, from wherever there is a flower, they will take the honey. So we should try to be like honey, honeybees, bumblebees. We should not try to be like flies, like bumblebee. You see there, bumblebee. Taking only honey. So we should always extract only honey. So such a fortunate soul is likened to a bumblebee because he vows to maintain his life by drinking honey from this wine and from nowhere else. The fundamental life force of this wine of bhakti is the continual rendering of service to one's worshipful Lord Shri Bhagavan in a manner that is favorable for his well-being and full of affection for him. So, what is the fundamental life force of this wine of bhakti? Continual rendering of service. Continuous service should go on. Like Hanuman is serving. 24 hours a day, Hanuman is serving the Lord. Hanuman massaging the feet of the Lord, um, and Hanuman is carrying Bhagwan on the shoulders. Hanuman is bringing the mountain with the herbs on it to revive Lakshmana, taking the Ram's message to Sita and giving the ring of Ram to Sita, bringing the crown jewel on the head of Sita to Ram, and like this, fighting on behalf of Ram, chanting the name of Ram, like 24 hours a day is Hanuman idol, never and never. You can see in this picture actually how Hanuman is serving very nicely. Left shoulder and right shoulder is carrying Lakshman Ram like this. So like this, Hanuman is such a great devotee. So this is what he is doing, bhakti. But he is favorable to Krishna. He is favorable to Ram. Whatever he is doing is favorable. Hanuman is a good example. Understand? The service should not be unfavorable. Understand? Because Chandur and Mushtik also giving happiness to Krishna, but they are trying to kill Krishna. But Yashoda is binding Krishna, although Krishna may not like to be bound, but still she wants to correct Krishna's behavior, so he doesn't grow to be big dacoit. Understand? So, full of affection, we must try to serve Krishna. So this is actually the fundamental life force of this wine of bhakti is the continual rendering of service to one's worshipful Lord, Shri Bhagavan. Here it is not told to Krishna because not that everyone is worshipping Krishna. Hanuman is worshipping Ram, Dhruva was worshipping Narayan, and then everyone has their different uh, worshipful lords. But Krishna is the source of all of them, no harm. You cannot say that Hanuman is on the wrong path. No. But his Swarupa is like that. He is in Ram's pastime. He is attached more to the Ram conception. Understand? So you cannot blame Hanuman for that. Still, whatever he is doing is called bhakti. And Hanuman may be doing even Raganuga bhakti, spontaneous devotional service. Understand? Hanuman's bhakti can also be called Raganuga bhakti. Yeah, no harm. Arjuna's bhakti can also be called Raganuga bhakti. But their mood that Krishna is my friend, like Arjuna's mood of Krishna is my friend, or Vasudeva Maharaj's mood that Krishna is my son, it will become covered by knowledge of awe and reverence. Like when Krishna showed Vishwarup to Arjuna, then he forgot that he's my friend. And he began to pray with folded hands, asking forgiveness. Vasudeva also, when Krishna showed him four-arm form, he forgot that he's my son and again prayed him like Bhagwan. But so many times Krishna did so many miracles with gopis and sakhas, and the sakhas of Krishna may see Krishna being worshipped by demigods like Indra, Chandra, and Brahma and all, but still they will not think that he's Bhagwan. They will think he's our friend only. Understand? And they think that he is some power of Narayana is acting through Krishna. If he is lifting Giraj one. It is not by the strength of Krishna that he lifted Giraj, but Narayan, our family deity or Shaligram Shala empowered him, he could do this. Otherwise, how this tiny boy, our friend, my son, my brother, my beloved can do this? No one believes that Krishna is Bhagwan in Braj. That mood doesn't even touch their heart. Understand? So they have full affection for Krishna, and their affection is so unalloyed that they never think Krishna is God. Understand? So now we are stopping on the page number 118. Next time, please remind me. Thank you so much for tuning in. Hare Krishna. Thank you for Vishaka Didi for putting my videos on the YouTube, and Sipa Dandi Maharaj also, because this is not actually my words. These are all Gurudev's books we are reading and discussing. So this is Gurudev's glories are going on YouTube. We are only servants and we are only broadcasting the message of Gurudev. Understand? So we are Gurudas. Gurudasan Das. Hare Krishna. Vanchakar Patarabhishya Kripas. हरिदानाम पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमः। जय श्री गुरुदेव की जय। श्रीपाद भक्तिदान दंडी महाराज जी की जय। राम इष्ट संत श्री अनिरुद्धास प्रभु जी की, समस्त वैष्णव वृंद की जय। निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे।
Vishnu Daivata Maharaj ki jai. Thank you, Maharaj, so much for always giving us your time and coming to class. And yes, I am. Thank you to T Didi actually from Hong Kong and her team of devotees. They record our classes, and then she puts it onto their channel, and I download. And then we're just making photo covers for you, Maharaj, for your videos, and then we will add it to Gurudev's YouTube and then his Facebook as well. Because thank you, Prabhu also gave me access to the Facebook page.
Okay.
So I'm uploading slowly the videos of Gurudev now, and then I will do yours, March. And Ananga Manjari Didi is helping with the cover pages and the editing, the graphics she's doing. So
very good.
we're working like that, Maharaj. So please continue blessing us, and so we can do seva. And also Ananga Mohan Prabhu from last week Friday, he started making little notes of you reading to us. And so he asked me if I can just make posters of those. So those are the posters, Marge, that I sent to you on Sunday. I think I sent to you with your picture, because you gave us those points down. So we're just taking down, Marge. Please give us your blessing to continue in seva.
No, very good.
So we have instructions, Marge. Whatever you give, Gurudev gives. So later on as well, if anyone's in doubt and we can't get a hold of anybody, we can always go back to these, little video clips and the purports that you're reading to us. That is why we started this March Seva team. So please shower us with your blessing that we continue. And
Actually, Guru Nishtha is the backbone of Bhakti. I was reading today. Like Gurudev's, every single word Gurudev spoke was written down, transcribed by a team of devotees like Shamarana Didi. And now those words are coming in handy, because what to speak, we can read the lectures, because how much material we have, how much we know. So I just, when I give a class, I always read what Gurudev's lecture and explain it, basically. So these are the guidelines. So like that, Guru Nishtha is the backbone of Bhakti. We must have faith in our Guru, and That is very most important message the Gurudev was telling. And we can learn. There are three ways you can learn. Gurudev was telling that the first way is that you hear from sadhus and gurus and Vaishnavas. The second way is you observe how they behave, how they deal with people. A lot of things I learned from Sripad Dandi Maharaj by his long association, how he deals with the people, how he treats their problems, how he guides them, how he attracts them. So these things come from observing and following in their footsteps. The third thing is by seeing, looking at the nature. You look at the nature and you learn something from the nature. Like Gurudev was giving an example that Dattatreya, he accepted the earth as a guru. Because earth, you dig a hole on the earth, you pass stool on the earth, you make a big building on the earth, you trample the earth, you spit on the earth, you vomit on the earth. Earth will never, never, never try to take revenge on you. Earth is like mother, Bhumi. Her name is Kshama. The Kshama means mercy. So like that, Gurudev was telling, we should be try to be like earth, always trying to be um, merciful and forgiving. Then Dattatreya told that my second guru is mountain. Mountain always giving. Minerals, mountains are giving minerals. The fountains, springs are coming from mountains. Herbs are coming from mountain. Medicines are coming from mountain. The trees on the mountain bear like Govardhan, fruit and flowers and creepers and so many things. Green grass the mountain is giving for cows to graze. There are caves for sadhus to stay and do bhajan. So mountain doesn't know how to take, only giving, giving, giving. So, and mountains stay alone. Only sadhus are staying there. We should stay in solitary place and do bhajan. So, like that, Dattatreya learned that from the mountain. Like Sripad Dandi Maharaj also, I see, is only giving. He's never taking. Always giving, giving. Like medicines, advice. Anyone sick person, no one will look after them. Guru Dandi Maharaj will try to give them some medicine. I've seen so many cases, so merciful person. And also giving spiritual advice, free of charge. Not worrying about money, how much. He's never money-minded person. Always trying to give people. If they are sick, he will try to give them some medicine. Sometimes he pays from his own pocket to treat people, send them to the hospital, to good doctor, so that innumerable cases, not one or two, for years and years I've seen, day in and day out. So many people come with terminal cases, serious cases. One time, what happened? There was a devotee. His son, he was a cook. His name was Ram. His son was actually a cook in the ashrama. And he was a cook in the ashrama. But then he was cooking very nicely in the ashram, and then one day he went back to Bengal. And Sripad Dandi Maharaj got a news that his son has fallen from a tree. His son had climbed up a tree, a coconut tree, and fell down, and he had a very severe spine problem. So then Maharaj told me that call this Ram Prabhu, see what has happened to him. Then I called him Ram Prabhu, and then he said that my son fell down from the tree, and there is no treatment available in Bengal. Then Maharaj said, tell him to come to Bangalore. Then he and his brother, and somehow he brought that his son there. And then Maharaj told me that, get him admitted to some hospital. We went to Satya Sai Super Specialty Hospital, they didn't admit him. Nimhans we went, neurological disorders, they didn't admit him. Then somehow I found one Ayurvedic doctor who accepted him. And then he started giving massage, his panchakarma, and that son was a little bit cured. Then we got him admitted to Government Ayurvedic Hospital. So anyway, but compassion of Maharaj, you see, now that son is able to walk, otherwise he was bedridden for whole life. He was only 20, 22-year-old son. But Maharaj has compassion. He told me, call him, call him, call him. Months and months he stayed in the ashram, and then he was completely healed and he went. Understand? Now he can lead a normal life. So Maharaj compassion like this. Understand? So Maharaj is like a mountain. Always want to give, 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 not take. That is like a Mahabhagavad devotee. Understand? So our Gurudev was also like that. Always giving, not taking. Very merciful. He only gave to the world. Books, knowledge, bhakti, ashramas. His whole life was like a mountain, like Govardhan mountain, Himalaya mountain. Understand? So they are great personalities. Srila Gurudev, Sripad Dandi Maharaj, Srila Prabhuji. So we bow down to them. Thank you all of you devotees. Hare Krishna. Dandavat.
Maharaj.
Thank you, Shakti. Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna Maharaj.
Shachi Devi ka? Shachi ne?
Yes, actually, you expound so much on knowledge. You talk about the complete knowledge being at the level of Godhead. How much bhakti you can do when you reach at that level. What is there? What guarantee you have to
Yes.
protect from maintaining that
Hari.
level and stay up there?
So you want to sing some bhajan today?
Yes, I will. I will. I'll do some.
Huh?
I'll do a 5 minute chanting, singing. Yeah.
Or even Mahamantra, no harm.
Yes, I will.
If you don't know, then you sing only Mahamantra.
Yes. But tell me, what can you do to protect yourself when you meet to that level
Ah.
from not going overboard?
Mataji, Maharaj couldn't hear. We all can't hear you actually. Can you speak in the mic and put your camera on? You asked a question, but we
Alright.
can't hear.
Now?
Yes, now we can hear you clear.
Oh, sorry. Actually, I was asking Maharaj, when all this knowledge that we're getting, when we become the queen of knowledge, what is there to guarantee us to protect us and sustain us so that we can stay up there without being affected by any kind of evil or so?
Yeah, well, keep on doing sadhu sangha, doing sahari now.
Mm. Mm.
What is Guru? Yo mantrasya Guru sakshat yo Guru so hariswayam. Guru
Mm.
yasya bhavet tishta tushtasya hariswayam. If what mantra which Gurudev has given you, understand, at the time of Diksha, those mantras are non-different from Guru. So keep on chanting those mantras with full faith and keeping faith in Shripada Dandi Maharaj lotus feet and keep on chanting the mantras which he has given. So those
Mm.
mantras will reveal to you that they are non-different from Krishna one day. Mantras are also Krishna only. Guru who is giving mantras, he is a representative of Krishna, non-different from Krishna. So basically, having complete faith in Guru and the mantras which he has given, we will get the lotus feet of Krishna, no doubt about it. There is nothing to worry. We are in safe. Swalpam aptasya dharmasya trayato mahato bhayat. Even you are saved from the greatest danger by following even little progress on this path is never wasted. Understand? You'll carry on from where you left. Understand? So therefore, you should try to always have full faith in Guru and chant his names, Mahamantra which Gurudev has given, Hare Krishna Mantram, or at least Govinda Damodar Madhaveti, Govinda Damodar Madhaveti, Govinda Damodar Madhaveti, Govinda Damodar Madhaveti. Whatever activities you are doing, this is also very high class names. Govinda Damodar Madhaveti. Mandaramule Vadanabhiramam Bimbadhare Puritabhenunadam Gogopagopi Janamadhya Samstam Govinda Damodara Madhaveti Govinda Damodara Madhaveti Govinda Damodara Madhaveti जिह्वे सदैवं भज सुन्दराणि नामानि कृष्णस्य मनोहराणि समस्तभक्तार्तिविनाशनानि गोविन्द दामोदर माधवेति 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 त्वामेव याचे मम देहि जिह्वे समागते दण्डधरे कृतान्ते वक्तव्यमेतन्मधुरं सुभक्त्या गोविंद दामोदर माधवेति गोविंद दामोदर माधवेति गोविंद दामोदर माधवेति. This is the mantra. This is the high Maha mantra. This is the Govinda Damodara Madhaviti or Hare Krishna. What is the difference? No difference. So we should always chant this Govinda Damodara Madhaviti. You are cooking, cutting vegetables, you are going for errands, purchasing, marketing. Oh, Govinda Damodara Madhaviti. Govinda Damodara Madhaviti. Govinda Damodara Madhaveti Govinda Damodara Madhaveti Tatajne agacchati Ramachandre Salakshmane Aranyachaye Sasite Chakranda Ramasya Nija Janitre Govinda Damodara Madhaveti Govinda Damodara Madhaveti Govinda Damodara Madhaveti. There is no hard and fast rule for chanting the name of Krishna. Understand? Nam Namakari Bahuda Nija Sarva Shaktis Tatrarpita Niyamita Smaranena Kala Etadrishi Tava Krupa Bhagavan Mamapi Durdaiva Mitra Shiha Janina Nuraga. Alas, there is no hard and fast rule for chanting the holy name, but I am so unfortunate. I have not developed any attachment for the names of Krishna. So basically, Sanatana Goswami is telling in Bharat Bhagavatam, Manyamahe kirtanameva sattamam lolatmakaika svardhis smuratas smrute vachi swayukte manasi shatau tatha divyat paran yukta kurvadatmama. So basically, kirtan is very high class because our mind is very, very restless. Understand? So if you do kirtan, kirtan will arise on your tongue, and then it will also make your mind absorbed in the lotus feet of Krishna. By the power of the tongue, mind will be absorbed. And then that kirtan sound will enter your ears, and your eyes and ears will also become successful. So therefore, not only kirtan will satisfy the singer, but also the listeners, the audience, members of audience, they'll also be satisfied and successful. So just remembering Krishna doesn't have that much power, but kirtan has so much more power. His mind is more restless than the wind. Like Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita. Arjun told Krishna, this mind is more restless than wind. Chanchalam hi mana Krishna pramathi balavadruram tasyaham nigraham manne vayoriva sudushkara. Oh Krishna, his mind is very restless, very difficult to control it. It is more restless than wind. How to control it? Then Krishna told that you chant Harinam, you kirtan, abhyas purishate, vairagya. Be detached from sense gratification and practice Harinam Sankirtan. You'll be able to control the mind. Understand? So there are different kirtans. Nam Kirtan, Rupa Kirtan, Guna Kirtan, Lila Kirtan. But among them, Krishna Nam Kirtan is the topmost. By the power of Krishna Nam Sankirtan, the pure love of Krishna will manifest in the heart very easily. So that's why this Siddhanta is very clear. Krishna Sanana Vida Kirtaneshu Tannam Sankirtanameva Mukhyam Tat Prema Sampajjanane Swayendra Shaktam Tatasre Shatamam Matamta. The most powerful process is Harinam Sankirtan. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Nice.
Thank
You
you.
so much. Dandavad Pranam for that. I thought they had any other ways, but okay. Anyhow, I'll sing a 5-minute chanting, a Maha Mantra.
Yes.
And
Please.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Rama,
Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare.
Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Rama, Hare Rama, Rama
Rama,
Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna,
Krishna Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare
Hare.
Hare,
Hare Rama, Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare
Hare
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare
Hare
Krishna, Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare.
Hare Hare, Hare
Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare
Rama,
Hare.
Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare,
Hare Rama,
Rama, Hare
Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare,
Hare Rama,
Rama,
Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare
Rama,
Hare,
Rama
Rama
Rama,
Rama,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Hare.
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Rama,
Rama Rama,
Hare
Hare Hare.
Hare,
Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Hare.
Hare
Hare Rama,
Hare,
Rama
Rama,
Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare
Jai
Hare.
Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna.
Hare.
Hare Krishna
Very
Maharaj.
sweet voice. Your voice is like Lata Mangeshkar, like a cuckoo bird.
Thank
Very.
you.
Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Hare
There is this
Krishna.
American Sudevi Mataji. She sings very
Huh.
beautiful kirtan. Gurudev's time she used to sing. Sudevi Mataji. There is also one Janki Mataji. She is now getting old,
Oh.
but she was very. When I was in America, I used to listen to one tape when Mataji had sung. I used to wash pots there in New York Temple, Brooklyn
Hmm.
Temple, and all the time I used to play this tape. There was another Mataji from France with me. Her name is Mathura Vilasini Didi. She
Hmm.
used to ask me, why you put all this, only this tape? Why not other tape? I said, I like this Mataji's voice. Oh, Jai Radhe, Jai Krishna,
Krishna.
Jai Vrindavan, Rasika Makuta, Jai Gopika. So like that. So I used to like that tape. But I never got that tape after I came to Gaudiya Math. But it's so sweet it was. So many Braja
Uh,
bhajans were there.
yeah.
So basically Gurudev's mood is more like Braja mood. So very
Hmm.
sweet like this. And Gurudev was the part that was so merciful. That he actually formed one Mahila party, ladies party also. He said that there in Navadip Kirtan there was one ladies party also, especially Ganga Mata Goswami girls were there, and ladies party was also there. Special Kirtan group for ladies. Only ladies were singing in that.
Hmm.
So like this, Gurudev was very much encouraging Matajis to attract and preach their bhakti. So thank you, Didi. Hare Krishna.
Thank you,
Vanchakapati
Maharaj. Hare
That is
Krishna.
Hare. Thank you. Hare. Dandavats.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Dandavat Pram. Thank you, Sati Mataji. Thank you, Maharaj, for joining. Hare Krishna Dandavat Pram. Ananga Mohan Prabhu Jai Diwani. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
श्री गुरु गौरांग गर्भिका गिरिधारी राधा विनोद बिहारी जी की जय। ओम विष्णुपद स्तोत्र श्रीमद भक्ति वेदांता विष्णु देवती को स्वयं महाराज की जय। ओम विष्णुपद स्तोत्र श्रीमद भक्ति वेदांता दंडी महाराज को स्वामी महाराज की जय। नित्य लिप्र विष्णु विष्णुपद स्तोत्र श्रीमद भक्ति वेदांता नारायण को स्वयं महाराज की जय। नित्य लिप्र विष्णु विष्णुपद स्तोत्र श्रीमद भक्ति वेदांता वामन गोस्वामी महाराज की जय। नित्य प्रविष्ट विष्णु पर स्तोत्र शता श्री श्रीमद भक्तिविंद स्वामी महाराज की जय। नित्य प्रविष्ट ओम विष्णु पाद स्तोत्र शता श्री श्रीमद भक्ति प्रियन केशव गोस्वामी महाराज की जय। नित्य लीला प्रविष्ट विष्णु पर स्तोत्र शता श्री श्री भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती गोस्वामी प्रभात की जय। नित्य प्रविष्ट परम भगवत प्रभात श्री श्री गौरी कुसोदास बाबा जी महाराज की जय। नित्य प्रविष्ट श्री श्री सच्चिदानंद भक्तिनाथ ठाकुर की जय। नित्य प्रविष्ट वैष्णव सर्वभौम श्री श्री जगन्नाथ दास बाबा जी महाराज की जय। श्री गौदिया वेदांत श्री श्री बलदेव विद्याभूषण प्रभु की जय। श्री विश्वनाथ चक्रवर्ती ठाकुर की जय। श्री नरोत्तम श्रीनिवास श्याम प्रभु त्राय की जय। श्री कृष्ण कविराज गोस्वामी प्रभु की जय। श्री रूप सनातन बात रघुनाथ श्री जीव गोपाल बा दास रघुनाथ सत गोस्वामी प्रभु की जय। श्री स्वरूप दामोदर राय रामनंदन श्री गौर प्रसाद विंद की जय। नामचार्य श्री हरदास ठाकुर की जय। प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवसाति गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। शांता द्वीप मायापुर सीमन द्वीप गोधुम द्वीप मध्य द्वीप कोला द्वीप ऋतु द्वीप जानु द्वीप मोद्रा द्वीप रुद्र द्वीप पद्म काशीनवदी धाम की जय। श्री राधा कृष्ण गोपाल गोपी गोवर्धन द्वादश वनत प्रकाश शिव मंडल की जय। श्री राधा कुंड श्याम कुंड गंगा यमुना तुलसी भक्ति देवी की जय। श्रीमती विंद देवी की जय। श्री पौर्णमासी योग माए की जय। श्री गोपीश्वर महादेव की जय। श्री जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुभद्र सुदर्शन चक्र जी की जय। श्री श्वेत मंदिर की जय। सर्व विघ्न विनाशिकारी नरसिंहदेव की जय। भक्त प्रवार श्री प्रहलाद महाराज की जय। चार धाम की जय। चार संप्रदाय की जय। चार आचार्य की जय। अखंड महाराज श्री चैतन्य मात की जय। श्री केशवी जी गौदिया मात ओता सखा मात समूह की जय। ग्रंथराज श्रीमद भागवतम की जय। श्री मधुर कदम्बनी की जय। श्री हरिनाम संकीर्तन की जय। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। सामगात भक्त वृंद की जय। श्री निताय गौर प्रेमानंद हरि हरि बोल।
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Ananga Mohan Prabhu, for that. So we'll see you all on Friday, dear devotees. Thank you for coming in. Hare Krishna. Dandavat Pram Vancha Kalpatarubhyasya Kripa Sindhubhye Vacha Patitanam Pavanibhyo Vaishnavibhyo Namo Namah Vaishnavibhyo Namo Namah Vaishnavibhyo Namo Namah. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Dandavat Prams.